I'm Christine from Pack Hacker. In this video, we're taking a look at the Carl Friedrik Core Carry-On, which I took on a trip to Jamaica. Let's dive in. The Core Carry-On is hard-sided luggage. It's made with German Macrolon polycarbonate, which is a lot of words to say that it's very durable. And we have a few, I don't even think you can see, there's a few scuffs and scrapes here, but I took this on 4 different flights and laid it on the floor of my hotel room for a week and generally dragged it all over the place, and it really doesn't have that much to show for it. The biggest thing is it has to show is you can kind of see some of these like dark spots. I think that was when I had sunscreen on my hands and touching it. I did try to wash some of it off, and it's actually less noticeable, I think, in person than it is on film, but it's not film anymore, but you get what I'm saying. But it is what it is. Some of these sunscreens, it's really hard to get off. Now, there are leather accents on this bag with these carry handles. There's a carry handle here on the side and another one on the front, and I don't have any sunscreen on those, which is really cool. You know what, while I've got this over here, we're also going to talk about the zipper because we have a TSA approved combination lock that basically the zippers just pop into place. They are unbranded zippers, but I had zero issue with them at all. They work great. And even if you don't care to set a lock, it is nice to have a way to keep them in place so that they don't accidentally unzip while you are en route. Then also we do have Hinomoto silent zippers, which sounds sort of like pretentious, but they spin really well and they are quite silent. You don't ever hear them as you roll through the airport or anything like that, which I really like. Then here's the telescoping handle with just this button, and I can't make it happen here, but once you get it past the first extension, you can stop it at any point, which is really awesome because then it works for many different body types. So as I was mentioning about the handle, basically once you get it past this first point, you can stop it anywhere, which means it was great for my husband, it was great for me, and we're slightly different heights, not that different, but still like different enough to make it so that it was convenient for anyone to roll through the airport. You can see how nicely it rolls on the 4 wheels, but you can also drag it behind you if you wanted. I never did that because I really prefer just to have it, spinning along next to me like that. And I just overall really dig the aesthetics of this bag, but also I like how well it's holding up because aesthetics are all great and stuff, but if they don't hold up, then then after your first trip it doesn't look that great, and then there goes your aesthetics, right? So it's very professional looking, whether you get it in navy, black, or there is a sand colorway if you want something a little lighter. So if you are finding this video helpful, go ahead and take a moment, click like and subscribe so we can keep making content like this to help you travel smarter. And before I do dive in, I do want to mention, the dimensions of this bag are like many other carry-on bags, slightly over carry-on restrictions for many airlines. I was flying on Delta out of the US and I went to Jamaica, so a little bit of international there, but it was all Delta, 4 Delta flights. And some of them you had to lay it flat, some of them you had to put it in on its side. It fit in the overhead bin on all of those flights. So even though it was technically over Delta's dimensions. Now, keep that in mind if you're flying somebody more strict, obviously you're going to want to take that into consideration and maybe be a little more careful. Now, with most carry-on luggage, you wouldn't do what I'm about to do and just open it like this in the center to do fully clamshell, but you can see that we have basically 2 matching sides. So it doesn't matter, you don't have to be careful to put the back down before you open it so that you only open up the front, which holds the gear in place. It doesn't matter. So I was excited about that, and this is really soft fabric here. I really liked these panels until I started to use them some because you can sort of see, I don't know how well you can see. Well, here, I'm gonna put my hands here. Maybe you can see. You're giving up about like 1/2 inch to 1 inch of space on each side. Now you do have these zipper panels where you can put slim gear. I've got some gloves, a hat, swimsuit. The gloves I just threw in there, I'm not quite sure why, but you know, you are losing some capacity by having these 2 panels, just because then you can't sort of build up one side and then the other. This came into play for me on the way home when I had to take some things out of my checked luggage because it was getting a little too heavy and just shove them in here. And then I basically ended up having to travel with just this one panel completely open because my shoes were sticking out, but because I had to take them out and there was just no way to do it. That's not how I have it packed out here right now, but on this front side, you can see this is basically just an open space. There's nothing in your way. You know, the wheels sort of jut in some, but not too bad. So it's just open space. You can feel the ridges on the front in here, but they don't really, you know, change how you pack anything. So I found this side really good for like packing cubes, toiletry kits, shoes you could do either way, but I have the shoes over here, stuff like that, because you didn't have to worry about dealing with the handles of, or the channels where the handles for the telescoping handle come in, because as you will see on this side, I've got a bunch of clothing here, which worked out because I'm just going to sort of move some of this out of the way here so that you can see. Now, I find with rolling luggage, you have this happens a lot where, you know, where you have the channels and they're, you know, encroaching upon the space. You got to pack in between them. This one just seemed really, really deep. Like it was using up more space than I'm used to with other rolling luggage. So you had to be really careful, which was more, again, of an issue coming home when I had shopped and I had more things to bring home. So it was just, it necessitated a little more finesse on repacking to take advantage of that. Like you can see, like you can't pack there. It's a lot. Now, the handle's great. I love it. So, you know, you have to sacrifice somewhere, I guess, and that's where you have to sacrifice, but it's just something you'll definitely want to keep in mind. I wouldn't use packing cubes on this side unless you had lots of skinny packing cubes where you can sort of go around. Otherwise, if you're just going on top, you're giving up a lot of space. So if you like minimalist travel and you can deal with all of that, this is very nice. If you want a little more flexibility, you might have to work with some things. So there you have it, the Carl Friedrik Core Carry-On. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.